Samsung Galaxy Tab S7 FE Review. The tablet market had been on something of a downward trajectory over the last few years, but the pandemic gave slates a new lease of life. In a segment dominated by Apple, Samsung has been pulling the load for Android tablets as other brands bowed out over time. The Samsung Galaxy Tab S7 FE is the company's new mid-range offering, bringing the best of the flagship Tab S7 series to a lower price point by retaining most of their impressive features, but with a less powerful chipset running things in order to keep the price down. This makes it a great alternative for those looking for a capable tablet without having to spend laptop-level money. Similarly, like the Tab S7 Plus, it offers a large 12.4-inch display that makes it suitable for productivity tasks, but it misses out on premium perks such as an OLED panel or a high refresh rate. In our testing, those omissions were easy to live with, as it's a great screen otherwise, and better than you'll find on most other laptops or tablets at this price. If you're looking to get a tablet for productivity purposes, you'll be glad to know that the Samsung Galaxy Tab S7 FE comes bundled with an S Pen stylus, complete with all the associated features that the company's flagships have enjoyed for years. It makes taking notes, sketching, annotating, signing and scrolling easy and enjoyable. Unfortunately, our feelings about the keyboard cover are very different. Not only is it quite expensive, it barely adds to the experience owing to having no trackpad, limited adjustability and a basic feature set. On the plus side, it supports an array of shortcuts designed for multitasking. Despite its svelte design, the Samsung Galaxy Tab S7 FE is powered by an impressively large battery. At over 10,000 mAh it easily lasts for hours at a stretch, and the battery life is so good that we were able to put up with the frustratingly slow charging speeds. Overall, the Samsung Galaxy Tab S7 FE is a great option for anyone looking for a capable Android tablet for tasks beyond binge watching. It's much cheaper than its flagship siblings, and potentially smarter than its iOS counterparts, just don't expect it to replace your PC entirely. The Samsung Galaxy Tab S7 FE is available now in the US, UK and India. We've yet to hear if the tablet will be made available in Australia, but it may eventually make its way to the country. In the US, there's also a 5G version of the tablet with 64 GB of storage that costs $669.99, around £480, 900 Australian dollars. The S Pen is included in the package, while the book cover keyboard costs $159.99, £139 / 14,999 rupees, but there are some bundle deals that make it much cheaper. All models are LTE capable, but Samsung tells us that a Wi-Fi only variant will be available at a later date, which should be a tad cheaper. Samsung has really upped its design game with its last few launches, and these improvements have clearly trickled down to the company's more affordable tablets. The Galaxy Tab S7 FE looks similar to other premium Android slates, with a sturdy metal body, flat edges and a large display. Our Mystic Black review unit looks quite classy with its deep blue hue. The back is easy to smudge, but easy to clean too. Samsung has also smartly placed the webcam in the center of the top bezel when the tab is in a landscape orientation, which is far more ideal than what the new iPad Pros offer with a selfie camera on the side. The Galaxy Tab S7 FE is well thought out when it comes to the location of ports and buttons, with nothing hampering usability in either orientation. In landscape orientation, the power button and volume rocker are on the top left edge, with the speakers on the sides, the USB port on the right and the magnetic connector on the bottom. If you don't plan on getting the keyboard cover accessory, the S Pen can be magnetically attached to the top or bottom of the tablet, or beside the camera. However, it's unlikely to stay stuck in a crowded bag. The tablet's dimensions, coupled with the 600 grams weight, make it ideal to carry around in a backpack or even a folder. It gets almost everything right in terms of the design, not leaving out anything that more premium tablets offer. On paper, one of the major differences, besides the chipset, between the Samsung Galaxy Tab S7 FE and the Tab S7 or S7 Plus is the display. The panel type, resolution and refresh rate are all more mid-range here, with a 12.4-inch LCD screen running at 60 Hz and a 1600 by 2560 resolution. The resolution was always sufficient, even when we had multiple apps or web pages open at once, and it was also good to see a 16:10 aspect ratio, which made it much more useful for reading or other productivity tasks. At 12.4 inches it's as big as a tablet display can meaningfully get, and it's a joy to look at. The size, clarity, color reproduction and touch responsiveness were far better than anything we've seen on a laptop or iPad in this class. Here's where Samsung's cost-cutting measures start to become apparent. The Tab S7 Fe ditches flagship silicon for a mid-range Qualcomm Snapdragon 750G chipset, along with 4GB or 6GB of RAM. On one hand, it's powerful enough for day-to-day tasks and basic multitasking, but in our testing, it did show its limitations while gaming. If competitive gaming is something you plan on doing with your tablet, you'll be better off with something like the Lenovo Tab P11 Pro. Even on days where we used it as our primary work machine to juggle between Google Docs, messaging apps, Tech Radar's content management system and fairly intensive web browsing, the Tab S7 Fe held up really well. There were times when an app would take a second or so to open up or refresh, but nothing really slowed us down. Having said that, if you're used to a high-end smartphone on which apps open in the blink of an eye and multitasking feels effortless, the Tab S7 Fe might feel a little slow. That was rarely the case for us, though, even when editing photos, transferring media or working with multiple tabs in Chrome. As on other Samsung tablets, the S Pen is a great addition here, bringing with it innovative features such as screen writing, handwriting recognition, annotations, signatures and sketching. One of our favorite use cases was dialing into a video meeting on one half of the screen while taking notes with the stylus on the other half. This is also the first time we're seeing S Pen support at this price point. On a recent camping trip, the Galaxy Tab S7 Fe was our primary entertainment and media hub, and we transferred hundreds of photos from a DSLR to the device via a USB Type-C card reader, edited them in Snapseed, and uploaded them to OneDrive. There's also a dedicated microSD card slot if you need it. The Samsung Galaxy Tab S7 Fe variant currently available in all regions also has the option for cellular connectivity via a SIM card, which should come useful for those who often work away from Wi-Fi zones. Speaking of which, Wi-Fi connectivity was great. We were able to roam around our entire house during video calls without any drops or freezes. If video calls are a priority for you, you'll love the mics and cameras on this tablet. Video and voice quality was excellent on both ends, even without using headphones. Another area where the Samsung Galaxy Tab S7 Fe shines is its battery life, with a large 10,900 mAh battery regularly lasting us throughout an 8-hour workday. Simpler tasks like writing in notes would barely dent the battery level, while a 45-minute video call consumed about 5% battery, and overnight idle drain was close to nil. Those looking to only use their tablet as a secondary device can expect multi-day battery life. Unfortunately, the least impressive aspect of the tablet's performance is charging. While the Tab S7 Fe supports 45 watts fast charging, the included adapter can only output a maximum of 15 watts, and takes close to 4 hours to deliver a full charge. After the first test cycle, we switched to overnight charging. The keyboard is a big part of the Tab S7 Fe's productivity promise, and that means there's little room for error. Unfortunately, the experience here is extremely basic in a way that actually dents your productivity. First, the lack of a trackpad makes moving between pages or tabs very inconvenient. Right-clicking is not possible in any fashion, and click and drag functionality takes a hit. It's also a design misstep to have the keyboard so close to the screen without leaving room to rest the wrists on the bottom. Second, the cover doesn't have a separate kickstand. A corner of the folio converts into a kickstand, the angle of which can't be changed, and this means the screen will not always be at an ideal angle, depending on the height of the user, the height of the table or other surface they're using the tablet on, and the angle they're working at. And shorter people will have only their forehead in the selfie camera's frame when using the Samsung Galaxy Tab S7 Fe at a comfortable angle. As a typing experience, the keyboard is decent, with a layout that's easy to get used to. The keys feel well made and don't have a lot of gaps within the body, and exhibit no deck flex either. It also makes a very satisfying sound, if that's important to you.